Next speaker, his name is Mr. Taylor, is the CEO of Inspiro Consulting. So let's go over from you.
Career services and human resource consulting firm based in Lagos State, Nigeria, recently recognized as the social media overlord on career in Nigeria for 2014 by the Alder Consulting Social Media Report, Nigeria's definitive social media report. Jimmy has become a force to reckon in the space of career success amongst youth in Nigeria today. Speaking on the topic, gaining the edge, deploying the power of the web to increase your social and economic value. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome on stage, Jimmy Taylor.
One more time, let's put a hands together for MI. Excellent. So good afternoon, everybody. You don't answer me when I'm going home. Good afternoon, everybody. Excellent, all right. It's my pleasure to be here. I know you've done it many times today, but can we one more time put a hands together and appreciate the sponsors, the organizers of this great event. Also, I was listening to Ed Talk and I was saying, this man lost some good hair, right? But what he was saying was pretty solid. I learned a lot from him. I could learn something from that. Can we please appreciate that? Let's put hands together. Also, before I start, I'd like to acknowledge my sister. I call her my Oyibo sister, Gina London. Let's put hands together. We just put her from her today. Alright. My name is Jimmy, and a number of people know what I do. But this morning I had a great week, alright? And it really helps to communicate what exactly it is I would like to share with you today. I have just a few minutes because I want us to be out of here on time. So I'll try to keep to my point as much as possible. Do I have my slides up? Excellent. So I've been asked to speak about gaining the edge, deploying the power of the web to increase your social and economic value. Now, when they gave me this topic, let me be honest with you, I wasn't happy. Any topic that is more than 3 words is a problem for me, alright? So when you see, what's it again? Gaining the edge, alright? Deploying the power of the web to increase your social and economic value, that's like a JAMB exam for me, alright? But thank God for Google, I was able to do something, and I hope we can learn something today. I will not be speaking specifically about careers. I won't be speaking about entrepreneurship. We've had quite a bit of that, today. But there is something that has resonated in what every person has said here today that I would like to anchor on. So, if you don't mind, I will have to look at the screen just to show on the same page. But there's a word that I think resonates across what everybody has said today. And that word is creativity. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that if we have gone through different ages, the mechanization age and all that, and we're talking about the information age, I believe that even beyond information, we are entering the creativity age. Where it is not just about moving around what already exists in a faster manner, it is more about bringing out things that really do not exist. Now, we live at a time where we have overestimated 7 billion people alive in the world. Are we together? It therefore means that it is more difficult today to be recognized than many years ago. I hope you know that. It therefore means that the risk of being irregular, the risk of being ordinary in life has increased significantly. Are we together? But the flip side of it is also that at this time, we have over 7 billion customers in the world. We have over 7 billion people that can decide to add value to you if you are able to add value to them. Are we together so far? Alright? So it's not a bad time to be in. I remember, when I was in school and Then they used to grade us over out of 40 because we were 40 in the class. I know some of you went to those schools that they had only 13 people in the class, 12 in the class, but some of us went to those schools where people sit at the windows. Are we together? Yes. Oh, we are together. Alright, we're feeling alright. So it was about 40. And I remember when I moved to senior secondary, the first one, SS1, then they began to grade us across the whole form. So instead of out of 40, we are now graded out of 200. So someone like me, that out of 40, I still used to come, 19, 23rd, 27. Now all of a sudden it became 132 out of 200. That is the power of numbers. I gave you an example to let you know that it is easy to merely exist in the world today without truly living. And the one thing that will differentiate you in the world today is your capacity to create. Please write that down. At a time when people are saying there are no jobs in Nigeria, at a time when people are saying that things are tougher, let me say this to you. With population increase, things will be tougher for some, but for those who are able to predict the future and are able to play with the future in mind, it will actually be better for them. And so, what I would like to do is to start with this foundation of creativity. I'm going to take it from different dimensions today. Don't be afraid. I'll take it to some areas you might not be comfortable with, but there's an objective that I have today. Alright. I read the book, and I'm still reading it because it's a pretty big book about Steve Jobs. And there was a statement that was made about him there, and I quoted it. He said that Jobs knew that the best way to create value in the 21st century is to connect creativity with technology. So what did he do? He built a company where leaps of the imagination, that's creativity, right? Were combined with remarkable feats of engineering. When you have a company that its personal economy is more than that of some nations, then you need to pay attention to that organization and say to yourself, what exactly differentiates this organization and makes them different from every other one? And we see here one reason why Apple stands out. It's because they have realized that one way to generate wealth or get value is to be able to take creativity, right, and then utilize technology to push it out. So when I comes and we had him singing Chairman or whatever was singing, right, and what was he doing? We were listening to the lips of his imagination. A song by someone is simply expressed imagination. A product, a service that is provided by an individual or an organization is simply creativity at its best. And we live at a time that you cannot go manual, even if you have the best product, to go one by one to each person that can buy the product or service. You must be able to utilize technology to speed up the rate at which you can get value. Are we together? So that's what this is saying. You need to find avenues where you can mark your creativity, your space. There are doctors and there are doctors. There are doctors today that stay in America and use robots to operate in somebody in China. That is creativity. That didn't exist over 100 years ago. But people said it is possible, like the exercise that they did when it was challenging and asking us what is likely to happen by 2020. That is a challenge on your imagination, and unfortunately, we are still trying to recover from a system that actually tries to shut down your creativity. Let me give you an example. This is Student Summit. Every time you get to school, and please be careful what I'm about to say, because you still have to get the first class if you're on the way there, right? But every time you get to school and your lecturer says to you, copy my notes exactly the way I asked you to copy it. And an exam, give it to me exactly the way I gave it to you. Before. That is a terrible attempt to shut down your creativity. There's a school I heard about, and that's why I said be careful. Please, if you are still there, we are on our way, so still give it to them. Are we together? But don't get conformed to that, is what I'm trying to say. Because unfortunately, anything you do repeatedly becomes a habit. So when you do that and you realize that you're not able to question yourself, students, I read the book yesterday. I had a gentleman that read some coding stuff and was in an IT class in school.
And there was a newer version of the code. And so when he did the test, he used the newer version, and the lecturer failed him because he taught the older version. Who should fail? But you understand the balance I'm talking about. So what he needs to do is to give the lecturer what he wants, but he must not conform to what the lecturer is doing. Are we together on that? So now, you see, somebody said to me, because I do recruitment, why is it that graduates are unemployable? And I said to them that, you see, if it was out of 10 graduates, if only 2 of them are not employable, I might say it might be the graduate's problem. But when out of 10, 9 of them are not employable, it's no longer the graduates, it's the system. Are we together? That's the reality. So you have a challenge that in spite of the system you're existing, you must rise above it. Because life is not going to ask you what school you went to. I hope you know that. Alright, so let's move on very quickly. Now, I want to share a quick story. In 2012, it was 2 years, September 2012, I had left the banking industry. Many of you probably know about my story. I was head of recruitment for a bank, earning pretty well. And my creativity began to disturb me. I began to think about the fact that Nigeria needed career solutions. Nobody was really in that space. And I saw that as something I've been doing for free that I might be earning a fee from. And so I left my high-paying job, as it were, in 2010 as a senior manager in the bank. And 2011 was my worst year after I left work. It was so bad, and I like to say this, I like to say it, that Indomie noodles was my staple food. Please understand, and I say it freely, at that time when I left the banking industry, my salary was 920,000 naira per month. That was my salary. That's salary, not allowance. 920K per month. And I left that to pursue imagination, like what he said. You see, people that change the future, they are crazy.
Very true. Yeah, sure.
And if you want to be normal, you will remain normal. Ask me, are you normal or crazy?
I ain't normal,
right? Okay, now, back to my story. So at that point in time, I've gone around, spoken in a couple of places, but I wanted much more. I felt there was a whole lot more than I could actually attain, I could get, and I had 2 kids. I needed money also, I went together, doing what I love to do. And then one day I remember, and many of you know that I have another part of me that's a pastor, right? So you can hear some of that. But I remember praying and I said, God, why is it so hard? Why is my own case different? You know, there are places you get to in life to start asking God's person. Are we together? So I got there. And you know what he said to me on the thought that came to my mind? Because I said, I know I have a lot of value to give. But people, I will go to people and sit with them and I will talk to them when they finish and say, thank you, God bless you. I will go and speak at events, travel all the way. And when I get there, I will get a package of fruits. How many fruits will be sweet this time? That's how far it was. So I was frustrated. And then so I said, I had this story play in my mind. There was this guy that discovered the cure for HIV. Now imagine if somebody discovered the cure for HIV. Can you imagine how this guy would be, right? Wow. Now the problem is that this is what happened. This guy, this was just the thought. You see, because the imagination is where they can play out anything without being arrested. Are we together?
Yeah.
And so there's this guy that had the discovery for how to solve the issue around AIDS, HIV. And so he started going around and said to them, come, I've discovered the cure, permanent cure. And they were like, are you serious? So they came and they said, can we have it? And he said, yes. But there's a fee. Because I've worked so hard and I need to earn from what I do. He said, how much? And when they mentioned the fee, they said, we'd rather die than pay it. You know that's how it is. Many times people will put out trainings and someone says, how much is 50K? 50,000. No. They're dying because they refuse to improve. That's what I said. Anyway, so this guy was frustrated. I have the cure. Why would I rather die? And the wise man said to him, why don't you give it to them for free? So that they will start getting healed and telling others about it. And before you know it, you cannot begin to charge a fee. And I thought about myself and I said, well, I have a lot of value. How exactly can I share this? That day, the only thing I had that could work, that was digital, was my BlackBerry. That's what I put that up. That's how I put the model. And that day was a Monday morning. And I wrote on my phone, thank God it's Monday. And I wrote why you shouldn't endure your work and why you should enjoy your work. I had about 200 and something contacts. Within 1 month, I had more than 2,000 contacts. Giving free what I carry. Now, can I tell you something? That thank God this morning is what actually launched what I do today. It opened doors for me. Now, what happened? Creativity or imagination met what? Technology. I was in my room in Lagos, Magudu, when I sent that podcast. And every Monday, it got so bad that, I was sending late because maybe I have a project, I'm training and all that. People will pick me and say, where is our podcast? Today, I don't have time for that any longer. That's why this is so. I've stopped it because I've moved on to other things. What am I saying to you? Ladies and gentlemen, technology is available to you and you must use it for your future. Let's move on. Are you guys done so far? Now, how many of you want to hammer? You know what it means to hammer? God is counting. Can I see your hand up? Nice, right? It means just so that you can understand. You know what it means to hammer, right? All right, yeah, you look like a hammer. All right? So, a lot of people say in Nigeria that the reason I've not started my business is because I lack financial capital. True or false? That's what I have many times. But that day I learned something that higher than financial capital is something called what? Social capital. I found out that when you find these big organizations, we spoke about people that have raised, investments in millions of dollars, who goes and all of them. Many of them, yes, they had value, but where the financial capital came from was leveraging what? Their social capital. And one of the ways you build your social capital is by what? It's by adding value.
Adding value, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the only way I will remember you, really, and never forget you, is the good you do to me. And when I say good done to me, it's not just opening my door for me. It's about providing goods and services that I can go and tell other people about. It's about being in the office and doing my work so excellently that people say, look, if you want to be like Tifuke, I want everybody here to be like Tifuke. What has Tifuke done? She has added value so much so that her social capital has grown. That supervisor tomorrow, for like us to move ahead and start the business, can invest in her business. But many people want to actually access financial capital, right? Without social capital. And many times it's a problem. I want a business consulting firm, and I've got to discover something. That if you want to grow a business, you need relationships. Have you heard me? Build what? Relationships. I'm going to talk about many things, but we're going somewhere. I want to arrive somewhere. Now, so I want to just start off and tell you about what I call the laws of value. The first one is that you must give value before it can be given back to you. You've had it before, give and shall be given back to you, am I right? The only way men give to you is when you are giving to them. So let me give you an analogy. I like to use this. If I went outside and maybe I need to buy airtime, and there's this umbrella, you know those umbrellas that, am I right, out there. And there's a gentleman that is sitting there, and I go to him and I say, I need to buy, say, airtime credits, 1,000 naira. And I gave him 1,000 naira bill. And he gave it to me, and then he gives me 1,000 naira card. Many of you know I will take that card and leave many times when people say thank you. If I'm polite, I'll say thank you. Are we together? Let's replay that scenario. I go to him, I give him 1,000 naira bill, and I say I want to buy Airtel 1,000 naira. And he looks at me, he puts the bill in his pocket, he turns around, and he used to play a computer game. How many of you know I will stop being a pastor at that time? Exactly. And you will not believe, am I right?
Yes.
Why? He has taken value for me and has not given me value. Let's play one more scenario. You go to him and you give him 1,000 naira bill, and then he gives you 2,000 naira airtime. And you say, I'm so sorry that you should be a person of integrity, am I right?
Yes.
I just want one. And he says, no, today is my birthday, and I just want to help you. How do you know you will never forget that guy? Why? You are getting more value than you give. If you want people to always give you value, always give them value. What product, what service are you offering people?
Ladies and gentlemen, when somebody says, and you might not like Martha today, but it's fine, you will like me by next week. When somebody says they are unemployed, it is simply saying, I have not found the opportunity to add value to others. That's it. Are you clear? So what do they do? Look for her. Now, you see, you might not make $1 million immediately. Most times you won't happen that way. But if you can earn $1, you can earn $1 million. It's a matter of time. And we need people today that will start from $1. And not start from now, and not do it because their friends started with 100,000. You are not your friend, you have your own race. Are we together?
Yes.
Start, add value, and before you know it, you'll get very good. So that's the first law of value. The second law says, value is in the eye of the beholder. In other words, you cannot determine what value means to people, you have to find out from them. Many people come to interviews and they think that a job interview is an opportunity to get a job. I'm sorry. It is an opportunity for the recruiter to determine whether you are the best fit for that role. Are we together? You must always think not as a job seeker, for those that want to work in organizations, but as a what? Problem solver. That's how you should think. The more you think that way, when you show up at an interview, they say, why should we give you this job? Not like one guy said to me, because I did it. I don't know you. I don't really care about you. I care about my organization. The reason you need to give this to me is because the role requires 4 competencies and I have 5. I have more value to give than you need. Are we together on that?
Yes.
Alright? The third law says that value is what? Experience driven. You know, nowadays, I think people, I just remember the story now. A friend of mine headed HR in the telecoms firm. And his friend, an elderly friend called and said, my niece just finished school, she's waiting to do her NYSC, could she come and intern with you? And he says, sure, let her come, we're going to have a discussion with her. So she came to the office and he discussed and said, oh, well, we don't really pay interns money, but we give them like a stipend. How much would you like to earn? And this is true. The lady says to me, I would like to earn 200,000 naira per month. In time. So my friend thinks he's joking. Alas, I said, you're joking, right? I said, no, I know my worth. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem is you know your worth, but I don't know it. And I'm not going to pay you. Until, I tell you that even God understands this principle and says, taste and see, do not do it. So that after you taste, you won't go. Are we together? That value you carry, let people experience it. If it's good, you won't let you go. I see people that are saying they put high bars. The way you hold it back, you must pay me this. No! I wrote books. The first book you write, by the way, it's not the one that's going to be a bestseller. And it's going to be a bestseller many years after when they know you. Give your books out for free. It's even your privilege that they're reading what you carry. I don't know that. That's reality. Alright? So let's move on. The last one. And the most true is that the amount of value you attract is proportional to the quality and the quantity of value that you deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, there is quality in imagination. I think we don't task ourselves enough. I did in school systems to challenge thinking. So you need to create a new school for yourself. Are we together? What is going on today? How about you felt challenged today so far? You mustn't stop this experience. What that does is that the quality of your output becomes better, and then the quality of your input also what becomes better. So these are what I call the laws of value. Now, what's creativity? I call it the divine ability to bring into existence something that exists in the realm of possibilities. So I tell people that it wasn't, sorry, I didn't pass physics. Who discovered gravity? Einstein? Was it the one? Or who? Newton? See what I'm saying? That's why I passed. Why I'm still here today, right? Anyway. So, according to the story, he sat under a tree and an apple drops. Now, when you sit under a tree in my village and an apple drops, you say, thank God I eat it and go. This guy picks this up and says, why did it drop and why did it go up? And he discovered something that was already there. In reality, the things that we discovered already exist, but it takes somebody to create it and put it out. In different fields, there's so much creativity. The song people sing are all people, what are they doing? They are creative. They are basically putting things out. Now, in light of that, I said to do something today. If God was on FaceTime, this is how God will ask me to talk to you. I'm going to FaceTime. I'm going to FaceTime. Don't disappoint. I'm going to FaceTime. Okay, now check Google. Is that fine? Alright. Now, I'm not going spiritual. Don't worry, I'm going to use an analogy because I personally believe that one of the greatest desires of the Creator is that we also create things. How do you know that? And what I'm saying is very practical, right? Now, I find out that technology allows you to be like God. Almost. Now, not in every dimension. And I want to tell you 3 attributes you can borrow from God that will enable you to draw social and financial value through the internet. 3 things. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, we've had this word that God is omnipresent. Have you had that before? Alright? What does that mean? It's the ability to be at all places at the same time. Usually only activates God. Look at this. Omnipresent platforms. Let me know this. You sit in a room in Lagos and you talk to people all over the world. Is that not omnipresent? Is it not omnipresent? Somebody knows it. Is it not omnipresent? This is a the more of God you look like, the better your life will be. I speak as a public speaker. How many cities do I travel to? But today I can stay in my bedroom and speak, and money will come online. Trust us. This is the war. So, and this is what I'm sharing with you. I've never spoken about this anywhere before. This is my first time. I just had that is imagination. Are we together? Right? So, what about a tele-seminar? Now, I met some of you, a few on Sunday, myself, Steve Harris, and Barbara Williams. We sat in Steve's house and we did a tele-seminar. People from nations were listening to us and saying to us, so one of them said, it felt like I was in a seminar. It's called omnipresence. If you have content, go and create that and put it out. Please, not my words. If you have content, because the people who have content, they think they do. They think they do. Do you know you can teach physics to children today using webinars? Lesson teacher, you don't have to deficit. How many children? You don't pay a lesson teacher, one more child. But if the parents pay 5,000 per month and have them join me by 4 o'clock every Tuesday. Many parents today will pay for that. That's a free idea to somebody. That's the power of omnipresence. Alright? Video conferences, look at it. Social media platforms. We are trending right now. You know what this is trend? Omnipresence. Somebody in China will see that and say, Chinchon, what is this? Before you know it, they are eating and they are watching this live. That's the power of it. Now, it's available. Are you using it? Now, the only way you can use it is if you have content to put on it. And content is simply the product of your creativity. Are we together? I'm almost to don't worry, because I know I'm sounding boring right now. Look at that, hologram technology. How do you know what the hologram is? You know, one day, the Earth Summit, I will be in China, and I will stand in my room in the hotel, I'll stand on something, and you will see me live here, like I'm there. That's what it is. It's called what? Only what? So use it. I'm telling you, I've said this openly. Myself, Steve, a number of us, but I said that to say, as public speakers, we can't be everywhere. There are people that sit, and we don't need engaging. How many of you know where she puts her blog? Where does she post blogs? On her bed, it's not over here. I'm sure she has a lot of fun. The whole idea is that it's on her bed. Why? Because you can be somewhere and be everywhere at the same time. You need to learn that, alright? The other one, the other attribute of God is that it's omniscient, right? In other words, He knows everything. Do you know this is everything? It means on Google. Now, not everything. But do you know people have access to information and don't use it? Or they use it wrongly? I tell you that there are 2 G's you need in life. You need God, I need Google. There are some things you ask God and God will say, why are you wasting my time? Check Google. And not true. There are some things you ask Google, Google will say, ask God. But ladies and gentlemen, this is somebody's product of imagination. Utilize it to your advantage. That's Google. There is YouTube. You can learn how to make amala by watching YouTube today. And it will come out near to what it should look like. There's Allison.com, many learning platforms, there's SlideShare, there's mobile learning. Today you can use your phone
And while you're in traffic, like I was in today, between where I was in front of 2 hours, you can let it pause and finish it. Utilize this. It's available. Are you learning something today? Yes. Good. Let's wrap this up. The last one is that God is benevolent, right? And what does it mean? To do good. Can I share something with you? This is the ultimate purpose of the word. It's really why it was set up. We're going to find out about the issue and all that. It is, look, think about the word without the word. I can't think about it now. Our children will not be able to fathom it. But this is the essence. Let me say this to you. These platforms are available for you to create value and put online for people to get access to it. Have you heard me? So we are two readers. I think we have just 2 slides to go. So what is now the many limitations of creativity? Alright? And I identified one major one, right? And you must address. And this, gentlemen, is what I call a compromised environment. What does that mean? Yeah, thank you, my brother. But what does it mean? Let me show you the next thing I want to say. Creativity is at its best when you operate in your natural habitat. I mean, look at him. Can you imagine you are a medical doctor? I'm not sure there are many people that will survive. Am I right? Because you will just sit there and be calculating while the person is the person's have, am I right? You see, he is operating in this natural space. So he can easily, and I almost bet with you, he probably came up with those slides a few hours ago. Easily without thinking about it. When you are a fish, I said this way, that a lion in the jungle is king, but in the water is a victim. Many people, particularly in Nigeria, are what? Victims. You know why? What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a nurse. The first thing is I'm going to do law. Two of us. True. And you wanted to do law, like I think about that. And because they're not doing law, they get in philosophy and religious studies. If he did not find his natural habitat, we will not be talking about him today. There is a space, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is part of the fundamentals of career success. You need to find your space, find your edge, what differentiates you because you're competitive edge, right? And you are able to leverage that. Many Nigerians, ideally, we should have career centers in schools where you can discover some people, for example, are more kinesthetic than they are when it comes to thinking. How many of you know that much? Did they tell you you are foolish? It's a lie. That's what it's knowledge, right? But some people are not inclined to do that. But with their hands, the things they create in their midst. Find your natural habitat. In that place, let me say this to you. I created this slide this morning. Because when I woke up, I had that idea. You see, adding value to you? It's my natural space. Find yours. This word, the only way you can differentiate yourself is creativity at this time. Uber, everything, 50 billion. I'm looking for Uber or Uber. The next, I want 50 billion to. Is that anybody like me? That's fine, I have what I want to do with it. One day I just the only way you do that is by creating stuff. Are we good on that? So on that note, I have closing thoughts. The moment you are able to refine your creative thoughts into value to society, society will deliver value to you effortlessly. That's the reality. Many people have great, one of these I said, I like to paint. I said, wow, that's great. So what are you selling your paintings? She said, I like to paint abstract figures that don't make sense. There's a problem there. You know what I mean? They want to do what they want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, people don't pay for what they want, what you want, they pay for what they want. So there's what I call you doing an environmental scan. And that's what justice has you to do. Don't say I want to work in a company. You must say, what company can I add value to? The more you do that, the easier it is. It will be to get a job for you. To be in business, if you're going to run a business and all that, it's not just any business you can run. Find out the one that you carry the value that you can actually deliver that value to people. I tell the story. I wanted to be a rapper. R-A-P-P-E-R, like M-I. That was my goal. You know when you watch Notorious B.I.G. too much, you start having dreams. I want to be a rapper. And I joined the rap group. See if I want to do something, I'll do it. Right? So I joined the rap group. Every time I rap, I forgot my rap on the stage. After I just retired, you know, with stars, I give myself my own ground and I moved on, right? It's not like my natural habitat. Come together. When I pick up the microphone, I'll show you. Find your space, alright? And in that place,
release your creativity. The future of Nigeria is not in natural resources, it's more than what the human resources and natural. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Mr. Jimmy Taylor. It's the CEO of Spiro, and I told you that was really brilliant and inspirational. Are we all having a good time here? I can't hear you. You know, it's been such a great event, and the organizers, Swiftly Nigeria Limited, I believe they deserve a huge round of applause, because all of this is for free. If you're going to attend the conference, I'm happy to take away. Trust me, you can pay top dollar for all the information and you've gotten here today. And they happen to bring Christmas in July, because there are lots of giveaways. The FC, our sponsors, FCMB, they've been so generous to give out 5 laptops. Today, they'll be giving out 5 laptops. And you can follow the conversation online. This session is streaming live on the internet. So they'll be giving 3 laptops away online, and then 2 laptops to members of the audience. You know what to do, register, open an account with FCMB. And of course, we also have Lenovo. Lenovo will be, when we get to the game time, it's part of the program. I will have a game time after the next speaker. Lenovo will be coming out to give out 5 Lenovo A319, the top of the range smartphone. So if you've been paying attention, we're going to test your knowledge, and you'll be lucky enough to go home with one of this. I would like to, I see a lot of you already eating. This is item 7. So you can't have food without music. So I'd like to call on the next artist. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Shanze. Encouraging his guests.